Hey guys, this is Monica with romoplans, and today I'm going to share with you a flip through of my reading journal for 2025. So this is going to be the first year that I am doing a bullet journal style journal for my reading to track my reading, and I'm really excited about it, but I did just want to throw that out there because this probably is going to be a little bit different than the normal like bullet journal, reading journal videos that are around on YouTube. So I use a lot of stickers and I use a lot of simple setups. So to make honestly the setup easier, and I'm not very artistic, so that's just not something that I possess the skill of. So thankfully we have stickers on clear sticker paper to help with all of that. So first, I wanted to just talk a little bit about the supplies that I used to create all of the spreads. I will have everything linked down below if you want to check it out for the stuff that I can find. Some of the stuff is out of stock, so if there is something similar in stock, I will put a link down there, but for everything I can, I will link below if you want to check it out. So the journal is an 8x8 square journal from Archer and Olive. This is the frame journal. I don't remember the official name, if it's the frames or the initial name of it. I don't think it is, but it came in their fall release. And so I picked it up and I just liked it because it is fall themed, but then it kind of isn't just fall theme, but I wanted to try out the square journal for my reading. So I have that, and then I also picked up, so in that same release, I also picked up these acrylographs. This is the Attic Treasures acrylographs. They do not have these on their site anymore. This is the 0.7 millimeters, and this was the first time I've ever really worked with acrylographs, and I really liked them. It definitely took some getting used to, just because they are paint pens and the activation and all of that, but I do like them and I really enjoyed having them as well. So I have that set. I also have a white acrylograph in 0.7 that came in handy with some of the trackers. And then for all of like my black pen, I just use a Micron 05. I like it because it's got the like needle point, but it's still thick enough because I don't like really thin pens. So I liked it, and it dried pretty quickly. And then I also used the Tombow 990. And then a stamp that I used, the star stamp for the yearly setup, but I will use a lot in my monthly setups and my reviews, is this reading journal stamp from Tori Ramos. She has an Etsy shop I will link down below. I don't know if this is still in stock. I know she was thinking about putting this back in stock, but I just love it. It's got 1 through 5 stars, that it has like the stars you can color in. It has icons for audio, physical, and ebook, and then it has just a bunch of text that's helpful with setting up a reading journal. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the flip through. So all of the stickers I just printed on clear sticker paper, and then I found this image on Pinterest and I just kind of fell in love with it. So I printed it out on just like regular sticker paper, and I just did this very simple cover page as well. I may put a pocket here, I just don't know yet. So I'm just leaving that blank. And then I taped these 2 pages together just because it helps the journal lay flatter. So then on this page, I did want to mention that I took a lot of inspiration, from another Monica. Her internet name is Bibliophile something. Joshi Karen also has flip throughs of Monica's reading journal for 2022 and 2023 on her YouTube. So I absolutely loved the way she had her set up, and so I took a lot of inspiration from her. So I just have a size reference guide for the pictures that I will have in here. It doesn't include the ones from the review page, but it has like all the other yearly trackers. And then I have a color swatch. This 158 and 772, I just put this in here because I may use it. It kind of goes with the washi and everything, but I haven't used them yet. And then this washi is from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. And I just felt like it kind of went along with the theme and the colors of the markers. And then as far as my rating guide, I kind of took a combination of the call pile system and then also the system that Elise Myers uses and she talks about in her reading videos. So I decided that this year I want to get a little bit more consistent with my rating. I'm going to be rating the books based on fiction, based on character, plot, intrigue, enjoyment, and ending. And each one of those categories will get a score of 0 to 2. And then this is how I will figure out the star rating. And then for nonfiction, I'll be rating it on credibility, authentic, writing, impact, and enjoyment. So it just kind of gives me a more consistent way of rating the books. And then I have my reading goals for 2025. So I want to read 75 books total. And then I want to read at least 12 nonfiction books, and that is included in the 75. I want to either read or deal with 30% of my physical TBR. So my physical TBR is a lot. So I want to deal with at least 30% of it. And then I also want to read more BIPOC and LGBTQ authors. I do read them now, but I've never really tracked it. So I kind of want to track it. I want to be more intentional about picking up books by diverse authors and just getting those viewpoints as well. So I don't really have a percentage because I kind of want to see where I am now before I really add a percentage to that. And then I have a year in pixels, and for this I'm doing audio, ebook, physical, or a combination. I know a lot of people do time read or pages read. Honestly, that's just a little bit harder for me to track. I actually have a habit tracking app on my phone. So I have it set up where it has a habit for audio, a habit for ebook, and a habit for physical. So I just update that along with my other habits each day. And then it's easy for me to go in and see where I am like for the week. And then I can color it in like on a weekly basis. And then I have my yearly reading stats. Like I said, I use a lot of stickers in this journal. It just makes it easier for me. I am not a huge fan of my handwriting, and it is time consuming to create the stickers, print the stickers, cut them, and then put them all down because each of these is an individual sticker. But it is worth it for me in the end to have it just really consistent. So for my yearly reading stats, I'm tracking how many books I read, how many pages, how many audio, ebook, or physical books I read, how many books I read that I owned, how many books that were BIPOC or LGBTQ. I just didn't have room for all of that. And then the average rating. And then down here, I have just the yearly stats that'll add everything up. I like that it's all on one page that I can see it and I can just fill it in every month. And then I have a new releases page. So I don't typically read a lot of new releases. I will be reading Onyx Storm when it comes out in January. I just haven't started filling this in yet, but I do want to be a little bit more mindful and kind of look out for new releases to see what is coming up. And then I have a series tracker here. And so I just have the Throne of Glass series right now. I haven't really gone through. That's the one series that I kind of am reading now. So I haven't really gone through to figure out what other series I want on this page. But this may be too much space. This may be not enough space. I don't know. But I don't want to just go through and add a bunch of them because I'll probably add to it throughout the year. And then I have a nonfiction TBR. There are 15 books here and my goal is 12, but it kind of filled in the page and it gives me some leeway with this. So for my nonfiction books, I have already picked the books that I want to choose from. And I actually own either physical or ebook of most of these. I do not own Make Money Move, and I don't own Productivity for How You're Wired. But all of these other ones I actually own a copy of. So I like going ahead and picking my nonfiction TBR for the year because these have to do with my goals. It has to do with productivity and my business. So it helps me to go ahead and pick those. And my printer, for some reason, printed this out really light. I did not realize that it was going to be super bright when it printed it out. So hopefully it looks okay on camera. So sorry if it's super bright. The pictures are. But those are the books that the nonfiction books that I am. Nonfiction, I can have a TBR. I'm fine with it. Fiction, I am 100% a mood reader. And so I do not even create TBRs for my fiction reading because it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So this bookshelf, I got this on Etsy and it was just a printable. It had a couple of different sizes, but I just sized it for this space. Just did the title up here and then had the key. So I just went through and I typed up all of the books of my physical TBR, and then I can color them in based on the month that I read or deal with them and everything. And then I have my books read. I'm not calling this a Goodreads challenge because I'm actually going to be moving to Storygraph in 2025. There's a lot of reasons for that, but one of the main reasons is because it makes my graphs for me, and I love stats. My degree is in mathematics. I love looking at the numbers. I love tracking stats and different things. And so I love the graphs and all of that. So that Storygraph definitely has my heart. So I just called this books read because I do like coloring in the boxes of how many books I've read. There are like 96 boxes, I think, on this page. My goal is 75. So my goal is not all of these, but I still wanted to give myself some leeway in case I go over my goal. And then here is just a blank bookshelf that I will write in the books that I read. Some of these I may have to use my white acrylograph for them for like this really dark red color, but we'll see. So this one I just will put my books on, color it in, and so it'll be just a bookshelf of all the books that I read. And then we have my 5-star reads. So this is just a spot that I can put the book covers of the 5-star books that I read for the year. Hopefully this will be, we'll fill up this page for 2025, but we'll see. Hopefully it's a good reading year. Then monthly favorites, because sometimes you have really good reading months and sometimes you have really bad reading months. So, but I do like to see out of the months what were my favorite books. And then I have the book matrix. Now, I'm probably going to do a horrible job of explaining the book matrix. I got this idea from Joshi Curran. She has a video on her YouTube channel about this and kind of going into it. But the gist of it is when you look at kind of a book bracket or monthly favorites, you're only putting your books against another book once, unless they move to another round. The book matrix, you take your top 12 books for the year, because that's, you can do as many as you want. I just did 12 because that's what I had space for. And then you have like 1 against 2, and which one wins, 1 against 3, which one wins, 1 against 4, which one wins. And you do that and you fill this in, and then you count how many ones were there, how many 2s, and that is how you rank your books. So that is taking your top 12 books and they are battling each of the other 12 books at least once. So, and then it's how many times did they win, and that's how you do the book rankings. I absolutely love this, so I knew that I wanted to include this in my journal, and this is just something that I will fill in at the end of the year. So then we have some book superlatives. So we have longest and shortest read, first read, last read, best and worst. And then we have a spot for some new favorite authors. So this is a spot where I can write down some new authors, new to me authors that I read this year, that I want to make sure that I keep top of mind to read more of their books. Because a lot of times I'll read a book by an author, I'll love it, and then I just kind of forget to go back and look at other books that they do because it's not written down anywhere. So this is a spot for me to have that there. And then these are 2 book clubs that I'm going to be doing in 2025. The first one, there is a couple of friends and I, we just basically, like, the name is very simple, Planner Besties Book Club. It's just some planner besties that I have, some planner friends that I have, and we decided that we wanted to do a book club in 2025. Very casual, very, very casual, but we just decided, a lot of us love reading, and so we decided that that was something that we wanted to do. This one is actually a book club that we have at work. So I do work a corporate job, and we have a sci-fi fantasy book club that is run by, it's not like company ordained or anything. It's basically a big group of people that just kind of started it, and it kind of grew from there. So I like this because I'm kind of a new fantasy reader, and the books that they choose are across a lot of different spectrums in the sci-fi and fantasy genres. So it definitely introduces me to books that I have not even heard of before, or I probably would not pick up on my own. So this is just a spot in here so I can put like what the picks are. I may not read every book in the book clubs, but I want a spot to at least see what the picks were. And then we have the A to Z challenge. This is kind of where we're going into the challenges that I have. I love reading challenges, but I approach them as just kind of another level of fun to my reading. So if I don't finish a challenge, I don't beat myself up about it. I'm okay with it, but it just adds another layer of fun to the reading. It kind of gamifies it. So I have the A to Z challenge. I also have the buzzword challenge. So Books with Lala, I think is the YouTube name of the girl who puts this together every year. So this year she actually has 2 versions. She has the title and she has the cover. I did not know that there was going to be 2 versions when I set aside this page. So we are only doing the title. Because I really didn't want to add in another page to my yearly pages. So we're just going to do the title. So for January, this is words that are in the title. So truth or lies. February is just any water words. March, theme, like nothing, something, everything. April is an animal in the title. May is to or to. June is like memory or remember. July is punctuation. August is with. September is there's an event in the title, like a wedding, funeral, things like that. October is violent words. November is never. And then December is alliteration. So I think this will be fun just to kind of look at a different way of looking at the books that I want to read. And then we have the Taylor Swift challenge. So this is not an official challenge that's online. I kind of pieced this together from Googling Taylor Swift reading challenges. So if you Google Taylor Swift reading challenges, there's a couple out there. Some of them are a couple of years old and everything. So as I was reading them and looking at all of these challenges, I decided that I wanted to do one that incorporated every album that she's done. So I was like, okay, I can take 3 songs from every album and do a prompt with it. And that's a lot of books. It's a lot of books. But again, I am not a completionist when it comes to the challenges. I do it for fun. And also I do it where one book can go for multiple challenges, but it can't go for multiple prompts within one challenge. That's my personal rule for book challenges. So I'm not going to read all these prompts to you because number one, there is a lot of them. And number two, you may not be a Taylor Swift fan, so you may not care about this at all. So if you want to pause the video and take a look at it, then you can. But it was really fun figuring out these. A lot of these I took straight from those other challenges. And then a lot of them I kind of was like, okay, so what are the songs? Like I asked some friends of mine that were also Taylor Swift fans, and I'm just really excited about it. And then I made these stickers to kind of look like we're playing the album. So I thought that was fun. And then I just did this Dutch door. This was the first time I've ever done a Dutch door. I was admittedly nervous cutting the page very close to the spine. And then I left space here, but it just has 3 songs from every album and then prompts to go with those as well. So then these last 2 pages, they are going to be the Pop Sugar Challenge. I have ordered stickers. I ordered stickers from Sticker Party, but I haven't gotten them yet. So she's in Canada, and there was like the Canada Post situation, and then she's also has moved. She just moved, so I'm fine like waiting on the stickers. Like it's not really going to be that big of a deal. I have these reserved, and so I know that these are reserved for when I start doing my monthly spreads and my review spreads. So this is all of my reading journal so far. I'm really excited. I had a lot of fun. It took me a lot of time to do this and a lot of planning. I probably over planned this. And like, you know, figuring out the spacing of everything, but I really did enjoy it. And I'm excited to kind of jump in this different way of tracking my reading because I love to read. I absolutely love it. But I don't always remember what I read. And so I like having a place to track it again. All right, so let me know down below if you keep a reading journal, and if you do, how do you track your reading? Is it in a bullet journal? Do you have an actual like pre-made reading journal? Or how do you track it? Or do you just use Goodreads or Storygraph or something like that? So I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead, hit that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any more of my videos. I hope you have a great day.